Well, here we are in Papagayo. Papagayo is your lip syncing piece of software. This is obviously your waveform. This here, across here, is your verbs and adjectives and syllables, whatever. And we'll just go through this quickly and show you basically how it works. So let's start. Now, as we're going through this, I noticed that Helen, would you get
Helen,
home?
would you
Or Helen, would you get the phone? Isn't on that waveform, and we've broken them up into blocks. Now let me explain. I'm Tomlin. Helen, get the phone. Do you get the phone? And you can see the lips moving in the right hand block.
Helen,
Would you please get the phone?
Helen,
So I'll just correct these.
would you
There we go. And pull each one.
Helen,
Would
you get
you get? So we know that the get has to go in, because every time you press the orange block, it repeats back that one
Helen,
word.
would you get
The phone. We know the phone actually goes into there, the word phone. So we've got Helen, would you get the phone? So we know that we're in time now, or in sequence with the waveform. And I've brought up the word phone to put the MEP,
Phone.
VisMe in there, so it closes the mouth, because we don't say
phone?
phone and leave your mouth open. We close the
Yes.
mouth after the word phone.
You-
Would.
Would
Maybe a change of the visim. So click on it with the right
Helen,
finger, the right part of the pad, and it brings up that little box, and you can enter in any existing visims that you need to make this work. So we know that it's starting there on peacefully. That's the beginning of the phrase, peacefully. So,
peacefully mark.
but we know we've got marking, peacefully marking. So I've got to shove this back. So you left click and just drag, and it goes back. Peacefully marking. And again, we've got to bring exam in there to bring all these in line with the waveform. Peacefully marking exam. Papers. Don't forget it's papers.
Peacefully marking
Papers.
exam. Exam.
Hi there. Now let me explain. I am Tomlin of Brentwood. Or let me explain. I am Tomlin of Brentwood. Now we've got to lip sync that. Let's get rid of democracy now. Democracy now. Right, so how do we do this? This is Papagayo. This is the most wonderful piece of software. I'll just play this through. We'll change the mouth. You click here and we go to Gary C. Martin, and we've got ourselves a real mouth. So let's have a look.
Now let me explain. I am Tomlin of Brentwood. Less than 10 minutes ago, I was sitting on my porch peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
Wow, that came in right on the wavelength. This is a wavelength. And we've got this. This is now. How do you work this? This is supposed to be a tutorial on how do you do your storyboard. And Papagayo to me is a very, very important piece of software for doing your storyboard. If I press the green tab along here,
Marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
looks pretty good, eh? If I press this,
Marking.
marking. Well, first of all, what we should do, sorry about this, now let me explain. I'm Tomlin of Brentwood. Less than 10 minutes ago I was sitting on my porch peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now. How did we get there? Right, let's go from the beginning, kids, and let's see what we got. Well, the first thing we've got is Caltex. We've covered Caltex, I believe, and I've got George of Xandar. Now I'm going to lip sync, or we are, or I am, and you're going to lip sync something you wish to lip sync, The Professor. So what I'm going to do here is now, let me explain, sitting papers I intend to. Now we're going to copy that from Caltex, George of Xandar, set up in a proper script editing piece of software, ready to go to Harvey Weinberg, or Smith, or whatever his name is. Sorry, I hope that didn't offend anybody, that name, kids. It's just a name. Right, now, what we've got to do here is we've got to upload Papagayo. And we've got to go to New, File. I'm going to open Papagayo. And I'm going to go to Caltex, if I can find it. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to Helen. You've got the phone. Now here is our blank waveform, and there is Gary C. Martin. He's the guy that's doing the Visemes. Thank you, Gary, for the Visemes. It's Visemes, Visemes. I don't understand where it's from. It could be Latin. I really don't have a clue. So here we have the waveform. If I play that.
Now let me explain. I am
No mouth
Tomlin of
movement.
Brentwood.
No mouth movement.
Less
at
than
all.
10 minutes ago, I was
Please,
sitting
this
on my
'cause we've
porch
got no,
peacefully marking exam
syllables.
papers. I intend to resume right now.
For it to
Helen,
work
would
with.
you get the phone?
So it needs syllables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click here, I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to paste. Now let me explain. There we go. Now if I put that in as it is right now, it'll go all the way right through there without any breaks or pauses or anything. There's a lot more work. So what we're going to do is we're going to left click and we're going to press enter on our keyboard, and less than 10 minutes ago I intend to resume right now. So what I need to do is to break this up here. Less than 10 minutes ago I was sitting on my porch peacefully. Okay, let's take that back and let's press enter on my porch peacefully marking exam papers. I'm going to go there, press enter. I intend to resume right now. As for peacefully marking exam papers, I intend to resume right now. He's making conversation. This is not Charlie Dickens. This is a basic science fiction script written by probably an American journalist back in the 1930s, 1940s, where science fiction really meant something, and now we're actually living through it, kids. So anyway, so that's what we've got. So if I go to English, it won't print anything up because there's a word that Papagayo is not quite sure about. Break down the word peacefully. Well, if you're not used to using Visemes, then you think that each word needs a movement of the mouth, but it doesn't, because the tongue, the teeth, the throat make the words, not only the lips moving to expel those words. So we're going to look at peacefully. Peacefully. Well, we've got an M. That's going to close the mouth. E. Peace. You're going to close. Peace. ul, l, e. There you go. Oh, now we've got some words to break down and work with. So, right, I've just moved this here. Get your mouse, press the right keypad or pad on your mouse and drag it along your mat. And there we've got making exam papers. And we've got another section here because I split it up. Because if I hadn't split it up, this would have been one great long band of data, and it would have taken us a lot longer.
I intend to resume right now. Porch peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
So,
peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now. Helen, will you get the phone?
now we should have something else in here right now, but we don't seem to have it. Right, I'm still going to continue with this particular tutorial, even though we don't have
marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
We can only go to there for some reason. My mistake, obviously. Computers don't make mistakes. It's us that make the mistakes.
Peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
All right, now this, I'm not going to go through every piece and every verb. And what I'm going to do is go through this in a block, the way you would basically animate. You have Papagayo. Papagayo was free, open source software, and it works with Blender. Whether these two guys have got together and integrated it, but we don't have to pay for this. Me and you, Joe, we got it for free. Unlike there's other software programs there want this and they want that. What, you know, go Papagayo. It's a great lip syncing product. So let's take it. All right. So we've got
marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
All right. There's several things in here that we've got to match up with this wavelength or waveform. And we've got.
Fully marking.
Did you notice something? Lee marking. It's this.
Porch peacefully marking.
So the marking has to come back.
Marking.
The Lee marking is gone, so that's its cut-off line, I would call it there. Peacefully marking. Peacefully marking. Peacefully marking. Marking at exam papers.
Marking exam.
That's
exam papers.
Okay, we're on the nail there. Look. So, left click, grab the end and pull it towards papers. So now what we got?
Marking exam papers.
Still got a P there. It's got a P. So let's move this.
Exam papers. Papers. I intend to
resume. Okay, I'm sorry I'm doing this, but it helps you. What's this guy going on? I don't know how to spell it. Well, it helps because it's kind of transferring my thought and process to you, and you can cut it, you can stay with it, it's entirely up to you. Intend to.
intend to resume.
To resume. Oh, we know that.
Resume right.
Right. Okay.
Resume right now.
Got a problem. Can you see what the problem is? The problem is now, and all of a sudden we've got no waveform here. All we've got is this. So now, let's press now again.
Now.
We don't go now. We go now. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click this. We've got an unknown word, break down the word now. Okay, now. Well, it needs to understand what this means to this and what this means to this, etc. He's resting, then he says now. There's the O. And he's got to close the mouth on the W. Now. Well, we could put a W in there, I suppose. Just see what it looks like.
Now.
Still got to close the mouth. Right click on the syllable. Is it a syllable? The noun? Is it a noun? Adverb? Whatever it is. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a M, which is closed. Okay, let's have a look.
Now.
Perfect.
Marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
If you press the green strip, you get the complete sentence of the section you've clipped, or if you press
marking
egg.
Exam papers. I
intended. Brilliant. To
resume right now.
Fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to move on now because I think just doing that little section there and copy, paste, go to Celtex, copy, paste, put it in, and you just do exactly that throughout the whole thing right until you get to if we do this.
Now let me explain. I am Tomlin of Brentwood. Less than 10 minutes ago, I was sitting on my porch peacefully marking exam papers. I intend to resume right now.
There you go.
Helen, would you get the phone?
We haven't got that in yet. I'm going to have to put that in separately. Right, so thank you for watching, kids. I hope that you had a good time with that. We're going into Papagayo 2, and please subscribe if you have the desire to do so. See you soon.